Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the Lanky Trader. So I'm gonna run you guys through all the trades I took this week. We'll walk away from gold, then US 30 and Nasdaq. So let's begin. Today's date is 2nd of August 2025. Happy New Month, guys. So this is our 9:30 candle right here on Monday morning. We marked the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We broke below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high, and you can see our target was a 122, and we hit our take profit nicely. So this is our Friday setup here. This is our 9:30 candle from Friday. The market did not move well on Friday, so we ended up being in loss when market closed. So by Monday morning, after you know ranging for some time, it later came and hit take profit. So this is the reason why I entered almost immediately after I saw the bearish pressure. So you can see that we have already respected this Friday's opening range, and you can see that we have been pushing price lower. So on the higher time frame, we are on in a bearish market. So when I saw the pump, I just set my sell stop, and you can see that we triggered and hit our 122. So that was on Monday setup. So our Tuesday setup. So Tuesday was a ranging day. So this is our Tuesday setup here. This is our 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had the break above. We entered off the buy. Stops at the low. Our target was a 122, and you can see that we didn't hit the 122. We actually got stopped out in this market because I did not break even. I forgot to break even, so we got stopped out in this market. So yeah, that was how our Tuesday's trade went. So our Wednesday's trade was one of our cleanest setups. Like the setup was so clean, like so clean, bro. It happened just so clean. So this is our 9:30 candle here. This candle. So we'll mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had the break below. I actually missed this initial entry because I cannot enter from here. Do you get? So because it was so fast, and I did not enter on I couldn't meet up with the 5 minutes entry. So I waited, and for some reason market just came back, gave us this nice rejection, bullish bearish engulfing. So we entered off this tap. We set a sell limit, and merely it just rejected and went down and gave us a 1 to 3. Very clean setup. So yeah, we back the 1 to 3 on this setup here, one of our cleanest setups. So this is our Thursday trade here. This is our 9:30 candle. Mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. We had our close. We entered off the close. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 2, and you can see that we hit our take profit nicely right here. So that's how our Thursday trade went. Then we now had NFP and unemployment rates. We had this bullish stuff here, but it didn't happen within trading my trading session, my trading zone. So I just left it. So this is our 9:30 candle. Mark the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had range, false entries, but we didn't enter. Then we now had an eventual break. So looking at the bullish momentum from the news that came out, so most likely price was going to continue. There's still a lot of buyers in the market, so there's no point in selling when the market is still very bullish. You can see the 4 hour time frame, 1 hour time frame, daily time frame, all the time frames were bullish. So it doesn't make sense entering a sell position in this kind of market. So I just set my buy stop and hoping that market will just push us up and trigger, which it did. And you can see we entered for the setup. We are active in the setup, so we'll see how it goes by Monday. So Monday, if we hit TP, fine. If we don't, that's also fine. So that's how our trades went on gold. So let me walk you guys through our other two pairs. So this is our US 30. US 30 and Nasdaq have just been giving us off and on, off and on, off and on. But market is still, it's still a promising trade, promising setups. So this is our Friday's trade here. We are at what's it called? So the market hadn't moved on Friday, so we ended up hitting take profits. That's last week Friday. So this is it here. So these are Monday setup here. These are 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above. We entered for our buy, and you can see that we immediately got stopped out. So I didn't re-enter this trade, so we just left it like that. Then you can see that market now ranged until Tuesday. So on Tuesday we have our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break of the 5-minute close of this 15-minute range. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target was a 1 to 1.5, and you can see we hit our take profit nicely. Then we now go to Wednesday. Then Wednesday now was where things were a little bit spotty. So because the opening range was a little bit tighter, do you get? So it was tight, it wasn't much of a gap between the high and the low. So market was fluctuating between the high and the low. So I got stopped at like I think once. So we entered for the sell because you can see that there's liquidity here. So I just took this as a liquidity grab because you can see that it's like a rejection. It didn't really close aggressive above this level. So I took it as a liquidity grab. We came down. Then we still have this one here. So we tapped into it, then took us out at the stop. So this one was a loss. Then I now waited to see whether it will either close above or below after grabbing liquidity. So it now did this actual rejections, then closed with a bearish engulfing. So that's when I entered this setup. Stops at the higher. Target was a 1 to 2 to make up for this loss, and you can see that we hit our take profit nicely. So that's our Wednesday trade. So our Thursday trade. This is our Thursday trade right here. This is our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had the break below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 2, and you can see that we hit our take profit nicely right here. So this is our Friday setup. This is our 9:30 candle right here. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below, but I cannot enter from here, so we eventually came back. So we entered off this opening range, entered our sell, stops at the high, and our target was a 1 to 2, and you can see that we hit our take profit nicely. So that's how our trade on US30 went. So let's go to Nasdaq. So this is our Nasdaq setup. So this is our Friday straight too. You can see that we ended up hitting our take profits on Monday morning. So that's for Friday. So this is our Monday setup here. This is our 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had the break below. We had the break above, sorry. We entered for our buy, and you can see that we merely got stopped out. Then we had this weak rejection. So I was just waiting to see whether it will either close, back up, because I didn't enter this sell because you can see that it didn't break the low with force. Do you understand? So it was just giving rejections, giving rejections. So I wanted to see like an aggressive move. Do you understand? So that I can know that yes, there is volume in that direction. But I didn't see. So we ended up closing above. You can see we had this pump here. Then we closed above. Then I entered for the buy. This was just a speculative buy. I didn't really feel it because of the volume. So, but you can see that the thing just started trending and we hit our take profit. We closed this trade at a 1 to 1.5. So that's how our Monday's trade went. Then our Tuesday's trade, this is our 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. We entered for our sell. Stops at the high. Our target is a 1 to 2. And you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. Then our Wednesday setup. This is our 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break above. We entered for our buy, and you can see we immediately got stopped out. So we even had another setup here. Let me zoom in. We had two setups. So this is our second setup here. It was a fast setup. So we broke below here with this force. Then we had a retest here. So I entered with the sell limit. But you can see after the sell limit, we got triggered and we hit our TP. So that's how that trade went. Then we now had a second trade, which was this one. So I entered off the 5-minute close of this 15-minute range here. So the 5-minute candle closed somewhere around here. So I entered for the buy, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2. And you can see that we hit our take profit nicely. The only reason that made me enter this trade, entered 3 trades. This one was a loss, this one was a win. And the only thing that made me enter this trade was this volume. that this volume that was here. So it closed very, very bullish on the 5 minute time frame. So I entered, stops at the low. Our target was a 1 to 2, and you can see we hit our take profit nicely right here. So that's our Wednesday trade. So our Thursday trade, this is our Thursday trade right here. This is our 9:30 candle. We mark out the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below. Then we came back for the retest. So we entered off this retest. Stops at the high. Our target was a 1 to 2. And you can see we hit our take profit nicely. Anytime markets comes back to the entry for a retest and it goes in our favor, it always goes for a 1 to 2 for some reason. I don't know why. So that is our Thursday trade. So our Friday setup, this is our Friday setup right here. So our Friday setup, we are still waiting for it to play out. This is our 9:30 candle. Mark at the high and the low of our 9:30 candle. We had a break below, came back for a retest. So yeah, we're still in this trade. We'll see how it goes this week. By Monday morning, sorry. So by Monday morning, if we hit TP, that's fine. If we don't, that's also fine. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. That's how all our trades went this week. So if you like content like this, please like, share, subscribe, turn on that bell icon, and share my videos so that YouTube algorithm can push my content to more viewers like you guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.